so that you can, mostly what you just want to do is listen to my cues and the things that I do with the students, okay? So, yeah, so this is, I shared this earlier yesterday, and it just has some resources on it here that we use for guided reading. This one especially, the levels chart, just says where students should be at different grade levels. And then we will use this throughout the session. So I'm going to start just by modeling it. I'm going to lead a guided reading session. So then you have something to understand how it goes. And then after that, if you guys can just post anything that you notice while the session's happening. What is the teacher doing? What are the students doing? What are things that you see that are happening? Later, if you're interested in seeing some other videos, they're here. And then at the end, you can just put up some questions. And finally, oh, I thought that I had a feedback. Oh, maybe not. I thought I had a feedback column about feedback, but I can add that after. No problem. If you can just add some feedback about the session, okay? So, to start, here, guided reading. So if you didn't know what guided reading was, I did say you could read the article, but really it's just small group instruction, a few students together, that you are explicitly teaching them a skill for reading or a strategy for reading that they need to work on. It might be different from other students in your class. That's why they're together. You might work at a certain level, a level of book. You might be grouping your students based on a certain skill or strategy they need to learn. Okay? So, with that said, I will tell you the agenda today. I'm going to model the lesson. We'll have a discussion about it, and then questions. That's really all we have time for today, okay? So during the lesson, what did you notice? What is the teacher doing? Me? What are the students doing? And just add your thoughts on the Padlet, okay? So today, I am focusing on the key concept of connection, okay? So we use connection in all of our units, all of our subjects. Today we're going to see how we can use connection for reading, okay, and language. So I'm just going to be teacher now. So these are my students, okay? So we will get started now, okay? So hello, Ben and Michelle and Fiona. How are you doing today?
Yeah, fine. Good.
You good? Good, great, good. So as you know, we've been working on our reading and reading skills, okay? Today there's two things we're going to focus on. One is the key concept of connection. So how we use connection in reading is we use this symbol. You can use this finger and you can use this hand, and you put them together like this, and you link them together. So when we are making connections in reading, you can think of one of your circles is the story, and the other circle is you, or your life. And you can think, while you are reading, how is the story connected to me? How can I be connected to this story? Okay, and I'll show you what I mean as we read through the book. Okay? Today, we are also going to look at what are called letter teams. So we have two letters go together. We call them letter teams or vowel teams. And when they go together, they make a different sound. Okay? So these are the letter teams we're going to focus on today. We have A and I. What do they say when they're together?
A.
A, very good. So it doesn't say a and it doesn't say I. It says A, yes. Good. Another one that we are learning is these two letters, E and E together. Who knows what it says? Oh, good. Ben's got his jolly phonics action, so we say E, and then the second part is or, right? So yes, E. So when we're reading today, I want you to tell me if you see a word that has this sound E, okay? Another one, this one's a little trickier because it's got 3 letters together.
Ig.
Yes, if you tried to sound this out, you would say ig, right? But that's not how it sounds. Does anyone know what that sounds like?
I.
Very good, Fiona. Yes, it says I. Like the word I, or like these 2 letters also say I, and this says I. Yeah, so it's a little bit trickier. Okay. What about these 2 letters?
A.
Very good, Michelle. A, like the word day.
And play.
And yes, play is another word. Good. And finally, who knows what these 2 letters sound like?
Ow.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, see, there's some different ways we can say it, but yes, we will go with ow for today, and we'll see if we can find any words in the book that say ow, okay? Okay, now the second thing we're going to do is we're going to first take a look at the book we're going to read, okay? So this book is called Going Camping. Going camping. Do you know what camping is? What do we do when we go camping? What does that mean?
Sleep over.
Sleep over. Okay, yeah.
And I see that's something now can eat.
Maybe
This one?
something. This one can eat? Maybe. We will find out. I don't think I would eat this one, but I will tell you what it is in just a minute. But that's a good observation. So we always want to look at the book cover to see what the book might be about, okay? Right, so we're going camping. Have any of you ever been camping before?
No.
Ben, the student, has been camping. I've been camping a lot when I was little. So right away, before I even read this book, yes, I have a connection, and Ben has a connection because we've been camping before. So we can say, oh yeah, I've been there. I've done that before. Good. So there are some words in this book that you might not know. So before we start, I want to go over some of the words that you will see that you might not know when you read it, okay? Does anyone know what this is called?
Tent.
Tent. Very good, Michelle. Tent. How do we say tent? The first sound is t, t, t. Tent. Okay, so this word is and tent. What do you do in a tent?
Sleep.
Yes, you sleep in a tent, right? So this would be very handy when we're camping. Okay. What is this called?
Torch.
Oh, see, you come from a different place than I come from. Where you come from, you call this a torch. But in Canada and the USA, we call it a light or a flashlight. Okay? So if you see this in the book, it's not called a torch. It's going to be called a light. What's the first sound you hear in light? Oh. And then I say I. Where did I write the sound I? This one, right? That's right. So light. I. Okay? So yeah, you'll have to remember, Ben, when you see this in the picture, it's not a torch. It's called a light. Okay? Good.
Just this once.
Just this once. You will have to read it as light, yes. How about this?
A
Is
map.
it the right? Yes, Michelle. Right. Map. This is an easy one to sound out. How do I spell map? Right. What might this be?
Blanket.
It does look like a blanket. You think you'll need a blanket when you go to
Sleep.
Sleep. So it is, the word sleep is in this. Sleep. It is a sleep, but it's not a blanket that you pull on top. It's something you go inside. Bag, like a bag. Yes, so it's called sleeping bag. So you will see this word in the story. So I want you to know how to see it when you get to it, okay? Sleeping bag. Sleeping bag. We need that when we go camping so we stay warm at night. All right. What's this one? A bag. Where do we put this bag?
On our back.
On your back. Very good, Ben. So this actually starts with the word back. It is called a backpack. Good. So yeah, some people might think it's a bag. Do you know any other words for this? What else might you call it?
Rucksack.
A rucksack, yeah. Or a carry bag, or, okay, so, but in this story, it is called a backpack, okay? Two more. What's this one for?
Mosquitoes.
It is for mosquitoes, yeah. What do you do with it?
Drink it.
I don't think you should drink it, Ben. Your parents might not be very happy with that. I don't think it would taste very good.
Mosquito bite, we'll put it.
Oh, you think for after the mosquito bites you? Before the mosquito bites you. You spray this one on if you're going to go outside and the mosquitoes don't like it. It doesn't taste very good.
Perfect.
So mosquitoes are also called bugs. So they call this bug spray. Yeah, very
What's
good.
got A?
Look at that. You're making a connection to our board. Spray. Very good, Ben. That was great of you to notice. Okay, spray. Very good. All right. Last one. This one might be tricky because we don't really have a lot of these in China where we live. It's a house with a, what's this part called? Yard. Yes, it's a yard. This yard is not in the front of the house. It is in the back of the house. So in the story, they call it a back yard. So this is a place with grass in the back of your house. Backyard. Okay? So these are the words that are new in the story today. So we have a tent. We have bug spray, a light, a mat, a
Sleeping bag.
good backpack, backyard. We have back 2 times. Yeah, okay, good. So again, like I mentioned, our story is about going camping, and I want us to practice making a connection to the story while we are reading. So we always start with a quick, I don't know where's my copy, with a quick picture walk before we actually read. So let's just take a look through the story before we read it. So on the front cover, we noticed that they're going camping, and the girl is carrying something that Michelle thinks we might want to eat. We will find out about that. What else do you see in the picture?
Backpack.
A backpack. Good, you're using your new words. What else?
Dog.
A dog.
Sleeping bag.
Ah, sleeping bag. Does that look like a sleeping bag, maybe?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd eat it?
No.
No, maybe not. Okay, let's keep looking through the book a little bit. We'll just quickly look at the pictures. So in the first picture, they are getting some food. Yeah, we need that when we go camping. And in the second picture, they have I see a word that's up here.
Tent.
Tent, yes, they're going to put the tent. Oh, and then we have the
Light.
light. Good, so you can point and see that. Oh, they're going to be healthy on their trip and take some
Apples.
apples. What What other things do they need on their camping
Water.
trip? Water. Oh,
Butter.
it does look kind of like butter. It's not butter. Oh, butter here on this picture.
Mm.
Yeah, she's getting the butter is in the fridge. She's getting the water. Mmm. Oh yeah, there's lots of food in the fridge. Okay, next page. This one is actually, it looks different, but it's this bug spray. Okay. And then we need the
Sleeping bag.
sleeping bags. There's their dog, happy in the photo. What other things do you think they're going to take?
Games.
Some games, something to play and have fun, right? Yeah. And then
Map.
okay, they got all their stuff. Off they go. And carrying their
Car.
things.
Drive a car.
Yeah, you think they'll drive the car? And they're at their camping place at the end. Okay? So we will take turns reading. I will read too. When you listen to me read, what I will do is make sure that you can hear how you use expression when you read. Okay? Okay. So I will read the first 2 pages, and then Fiona will read, and then Ben will read, and then Michelle will read. And when we read, we always want to keep our books flat, and we want to follow. So we always use our finger to follow along while the other person is reading. Another thing to say is, sometimes our friends might be stuck on a word. Just let Miss Marley help them, okay? You don't need to help your friends. I will help them sort out words, okay?
Okay.
All right, so Miss Marley will start. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. We are going camping. I can't wait. And I said it like that because there's a little mark at the end of the word wait. Do you know what that means when you see that mark at the end of the sentence? What does that mean? Yeah, they're excited. So I can't wait. Dad is getting the tent. He will set it up so we can sleep in it. Okay, Miss Fiona.
What are you getting? I asked Mom. I am getting
Good. So remember here. Do you remember what that sound is?
Light.
Good. Light.
Don't set.
Good. Okay, so just stop there for 1 sec. I'm just going to point out 2 things. So yes, this is the word light, but what do you see at the end?
S.
What does S say?
2.
So S says, so it's light.
Right.
Yes. So we always want to make sure we read right to the end of the word and get that S sound on the end. And here you said say, so it's
Says.
very good. Yes, I want to hear the S sound at the end. Good. Okay, Ben, your turn.
Tom is getting a snack. I'm bringing some apples, Tom says. He puts 4 apples in a bag.
Good. All right. So, do you know what the word "fower" means? Have you heard that word before? No. Does it make sense in the sentence?
Not really.
Not really. So, when you come to something that doesn't really make sense, let's stop and think about it for a second. He puts, we did say OU says ow. That's another sound it might make. When 2 vowels go together, usually the first one says its name. What's the name of that first letter?
Oh,
O. Can you try saying that?
forward.
4. 4. Yeah, very close. If you look in the picture, there are
4
2,
apples.
3, 4 apples. Yeah, so let's read that last sentence one more time.
He puts 4 apples in a bag.
Very good. Great. Okay, Michelle, your turn.
We need so
So this is a very long word. So when we come to a very long word, sometimes if we cover up half,
some
good, and then the second half,
thing,
good, and then put it together.
something
Good.
to drink. I say, I L get some bottles of water?
Does that make sense? What? Water?
No.
What's a bottle of?
Of water.
Very good. So this first one here, I''LL. It's actually called a contraction. There are some letters missing. It's like a short form to say I will. So it means I will, but it's been squished together to say I'll. Little bit tricky, yeah? Okay, my turn. Don't forget the bug spray. Linda, says Mom. I'll put it in the backpack, I say.
Here are the sleeping bags. Bags.
Yes.
There is one bag for each of us.
Ben.
Can Casey come with us? Asks Tom. She can sleep with me. Casey can come, says Dad.
Who is Casey? Who do you think Casey is?
The girl?
Do you think they're asking if the girl can come? Can his sister come with them?
The dog.
Maybe the dog? Yeah, because before, this story is being told by the girl, right? She's telling the story, and Tom must be because he's
Boy.
talking, must be the brother or the boy. So yeah, I think they must be talking about the
Dog.
dog. Good. Michelle?
Let's
Mm-hmm.
bring a ball so we can play. Oh, I see the A.
It's an AY word. Ah, very good. I'll add that to the board. Good. Okay.
Says Tom. Let's bring some games too, I say.
Okay, I have a connection. My kids love to play this game. It's called Scrabble. And they also really like to play baseball or play ball with a ball when we go out to play together. Has anyone else had a connection yet in the story? Can be anything. What do you see that you've seen so far?
I drank water today.
Yes. So when we say a connection, we always think of it. This is the story, and this is me. So you say, in the story, they take some water. And that reminds me of?
Me drinking water.
I drink water today. Very good. Okay. You're at Fiona, I believe, yeah?
Page 11.
Page 11. Yeah. Good.
Do we need a map? Asks Tom.
Good.
No, says that we do need a map.
Good. So you're very close. First of all, let's see. You said says daddy. What word is that?
Dad.
Dad, yes. You might call your dad daddy, but when we read, we need to make sure we pay attention to the letters that we're looking at, okay? So dad, and this is another one of those contractions.
Do.
It is do if it's by itself, but when it's together with this, it's called don't. We don't need a map. It means do not. Yeah. Okay, then.
We have all the things we need. Let's get going, says Mom. We have a lot to carry.
Very good. And I even like how you added a little expression in that. Let's get going. Okay? Michelle?
Dad was the tent and his sleeping bag. Mom was her sleeping bag and the lights.
Good. This word is carries.
Carries.
Yeah, so here it's carries. Do you see it again down here?
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Mom carries.
Carries. Very good. Okay. Tom has the backpack and his sleeping bag. I carry my sleeping bag, the water bottles, and the games. Casey carries the ball.
Where are we going to camp? I ask. Dad says we are going to the place
Good.
we like the best.
Good sounding out. Very good. Oh, Ben, you get to tell us, where do they go?
And here it is. The place we like best is our own backyard.
Backyard.
Did they go very far?
No.
No. Where did they go camping?
Backyard.
In their backyard. Yes, they didn't travel very far, did they? Great. Great work, everybody. Did you have any other connections from the story that you could talk about? I had one more in that my dog Coco, she also, in the story, their dog likes to play with a ball. And it reminds me of my dog Coco because she also loves to play with a ball. Anyone else have a connection?
I read a book with a map here.
Ah, you've seen a book with a map. So in the story, they have a map. It reminds me.
Connected.
Good.
My house has a front yard, so I will go to the
Oh.
camping in the front yard.
Front yard. You think you
That
could
will
go
be fun.
camping?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been, to have a chance to do the camping, so I will start from my house.
Ah, maybe it can give you some idea for the future. Yeah? Okay, very good. Okay, so today we learned several new words that we used in our story. We have new letter sounds. What's this one again?
A.
A,
E.
E,
I,
A. Ow.
ow. Good then. Okay. Finally, this is what Miss Marley is going to give you. So today you will have your home reading to take home, okay? So in your booklet, in your little home reading bag, you have the same book, okay? And I want you to go home today and read this for someone at home. So you can read it to your mom, your dad, your dog, your ayi, your brother, your sister. Just read it out loud to someone at home, okay? And then when you're done, you can sign it in your diary and bring it back to school, okay? Please remember to bring the forms back to school. And then the last thing we're going to do is a little bit of word work. So here's your paper. Normally I would have a work with teacher notebook that the students would work in, but I didn't want to have a whole notebook just for you guys. Okay, so we're just going to work at the bottom of the page here. So what I want you to do in the 6 spots, the 6 squares, I would like you to write our letter sounds. So in the first box, write A and I. A. In the second box, you can write E. In the third box, I. A. And ow. Good. Okay? Now, can you think of a word that has the A sound in it?
paint.
Paint. Paint. Paint. Paint. Okay. Do you know how to spell the word paint? What's the first sound?
P. A. T.
Good. Okay, how about E?
Seed.
Seed. Oh, we're gonna plant lots of seeds soon because it's spring coming. Seed. Oh, but you had another word. What did you write? See. I can see. Yes. Here we have this one, right? I light.
Right.
Right. My right hand. These are some A words you can add to your box. And ow. What do you think we can, what's a word that has ow? Ouch. Yes, like I'm hurt. Ouch. How do you think we spell that, Michelle? Ouch.
Ow.
Ow. What says like the train, yeah? What are the two letters that say ch? Very good. Yeah, golden. Okay, Ben hasn't worked.
Sorry, yes.
That's okay. Okay, so this is your homework. This would be in your notebook normally, and I would collect it, and we would go over it again next time that we have our reading session together, and I'll hand out the homework, and off you go to your next daily 5 rotation, okay? That's it for the guided reading session, and I will check if you guys added to the Padlet what you did. Oh, look at all these, what I noticed. Does anyone want to share something that you wrote in the what I noticed on the Padlet? What did you see? What did the teacher do? What did the students do? Any risk takers? Should I just read from what was posted?
Okay, I can go back and reread what I posted, but
What did you notice? So introduce the text, read the text, discuss the text, revisit the text, respond to the text. Okay, that's good. Whole group. Connections while the story is ongoing rather than just after at the end of the story. Yeah, that's something you can stop frequently while you're reading and go over what you're teaching while in the moment of the story. Yeah. Does anyone have questions?
These words
Mhm.
are close to the text. That doesn't mean these words should be connected to the sound, right? The sound we reviewed.
These words?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily. So you guys in this group have been working on vowel teams,
Oh.
right? So this is something your group has, we've been working on together, so I brought this forward for you. But it might have been another group might have had a different, maybe they were different kinds of things that we'd be working on. But for you guys at this level, typical level for these kids would be vowels and vowel teams and putting letters together. But yeah, it could be a wide variety. It could be, homophone synonyms or anything like that. Any kind of language learning skill. Any questions? Yep, Sandy?
I've got a question about groupings.
Yep.
So I almost always, when they do the reading test, and they go into groupings according to the reading level.
Yep.
But then would you change sometimes for skills or even for word work? Because
Yep.
say in the reading level, they're all doing different word work during their word work.
Yes. So that's
so
something you can
wouldn't be
do.
the-
Yeah,
yeah.
so you can definitely group them according to skill and what they need to work on rather than the level.
And then would you change that quite frequently, or would you have them set?
It depends, yeah, it depends. If one of them, acquires the skill much faster than the others, you can regroup as often as you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely grouping and regrouping is important to make sure that and it takes ongoing observation and assessment, right? To know what they need to work on, and then you group them accordingly. Yeah. So you can do either of those.
Yeah.
Is Ellie?
I need to ask that in the higher level readings, there can be lots of words that the students don't know. So is that okay if we just do the checking the words within the text while they're reading, not just let them know as a prior knowledge?
Yes. You can, but if there's several of them, it's going to make the reading very disjointed and there's going to be lots of stopping. If there's a lot of stopping, the text might be too difficult for them in the first place, right? So you want to make sure you're reading with them at their instructional level. So after you've done the reading tests with them, you know their level that they can do, and then you just go one above. So hopefully it's not too challenging. But for some kids, like Ben, I know that there are different cultural words for different objects or things, right? And so things like that I kind of want to bring forward first. So when they reach it, they can read it much more smoothly, and it helps with their comprehension because now they know that when they see, you know, a tent in the, there's no disconnect. They already know what a tent is before they read the word tent, so the comprehension should come more smoothly to them instead of them stopping, pausing, trying to think what it is and trying to make meaning in the moment. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Sometimes they know, like they have a fully comprehension about the text, but not just about the specific word.
Yeah.
So
Some, you can take some just to prepare them and get them thinking about the context, like this was more about what things do we need when we go camping, right? So they were very, but if while you're reading and there are some words that come out that they don't know, just take a note of it and then they can use those words for vocabulary building and word work. They can take it home and find the meaning at home. There are several extension activities you could do with them once you've gathered those from the reading. Yeah, you can't always know what they don't know before you read, right?
Yeah.
But and some of them already knew, you know, map. They already knew this word, but I just wanted to bring out some of the features from the book so that they were ready to read.
Yeah, in higher level, it's like a bit tricky because they know how to read.
Yes.
But they don't know the meaning.
Yes, so it's more reading for meaning than learning. So there's a shift when it's learning to read and then it's reading for learning. So there's learning to read and then there's reading for learning. So there's a switch around P4, P5. So they're not learning so much how to read anymore. They are starting to learn how to extract meaning from the text that they're reading. Yeah, and this is where more comprehension strategies come in. Yeah. I think we're at time. That's it. But I'm going to add, if anyone has questions, you can add them to the Padlet and I'll answer. And I did have any feedback. You can do this after you go, but I just added it to the Padlet. Now, if you could add any feedback from the session, it's not long enough to go very deep, sorry. So that's why I added some extra resources. But I just wanted to model what a reading session would look like. So if you, and you can do this obviously in any class. You can do it in language class, right? It's no problem. TAs can do it while homeroom teachers are doing it, like anyone can do it really, so. Okay? Any more questions? No? Okay, have fun on your second session. Do you know where you're going?